Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chine. I know, but don't get used to it. It's changing soon. Let's get into the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's go. Okay, we have Nneka and her husband in the car. She has picked him up from the airport. He works away sometimes, and she tries to schedule her ovulation with his travels for medicine. They get a call from Karen. She's inviting them to a pickleball game and to get them incorporated together. Then they get to talking about how he knows Eddie, Wendy's husband. Like, I want the new girls to just come in and sit down. Like, Nneka is going for Wendy. I don't like that. But I think she's doing way too much. And now she's getting her husband involved. And he's talking about, should I say something? No, he should not say something. You should not say something. So the Green Eyed Bandits have gathered and they're doing like small talk. She's talking about Grace leaving for school, the twins having a birthday coming up. She's talking about some injuries with the kids or one or whomever. And they're ordering, and Giselle is flirting with the very young waiter. Nothing new there. So then they talk about Karen inviting them to her pickleball game, right? Then Giselle asks, was Juan going to be there? Robin said yes, but why wouldn't he not be? What else is he doing? Right? What is he doing? So then they talk about when they were in Atlanta at the live Reasonably Shady podcast and Juan was in tow. Why wouldn't he be in tow? What does he have to do? So allegedly, or apparently, Giselle and Juan had a conversation. Robin said she couldn't hear. Giselle said he kind of yelled at her. He came for her. Robin said that he speaks loudly because he can't hear from when he was coaching. She is remarkable. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that she would downplay what her friend is saying, that her husband yelled at her to take up for him where she wasn't, because she said she didn't know what they said. She said the reason he was speaking loudly to Giselle is because he couldn't hear due to him coaching. Like, I told y'all, I'm just going to review the show. So then Giselle talks about how the conversation had gone, and Juan had told her, I did not have relations with this woman. Giselle said it only took one time. Now this dun-to-dun comes up and she says, girl, stop. Juan was not yelling at you. How do you know, Robin? How do you know? You are never present when one says or does anything, but you know everything that has happened. That's why people look at you crazy. Let's keep going. And Robin has also said that the story is not going to change. So I feel like at this point, if we keep talking about it, then we are insane, right? Because this is the gaslighter of the year. Let's keep going. So Robin goes on to deflect from this conversation about her and Juan. And she gets to telling Giselle about her conversation with Nneka, about Wendy, her mom, and the shrine. So she automatically believes it. Now, Giselle, like Robin, who's never there, was not there. She believes it off the rip, right? And you know, now you try to figure out why she doesn't like you. You don't even get the full side of every story. I can't with these two. And the fact that Nneka asked Robin to keep it between them, and she's sitting telling Giselle, like, is this going to be a good season? Like, is it going to be a good season? Because if it's going to be back and forth, y'all, I just don't know. I don't know. And then Giselle talking about the shrine and this. I want no parts. The same conversation she had about Monique. You know what I'm saying? Monique had done this. I don't want anything to do with you. I have a bodyguard, this, that, and the third. You don't even know what you're talking about. And if it's true, you need to be careful because Wendy's mama may put some on you. So Miss Dorothy is back on the scene. And now Candace feels like, for the first time, her mother's really seeing her, doing her thing, and respecting what she does, right? So they're talking about her touring, her singing, and then she's talking about how expensive it is, how much money's being spent. Then they get to talking about Chris and what he's doing. Dorothy says, does he make money from that? Which is always going to be her question. And, of course, Candace is defensive because she's talking about her husband. But that's about all they had to say here. Let's keep going. So we make it to the pickleball event. Karen is getting all together. Her and Ray are dressed in green for pickles. Giselle shows up in white. Mia shows up in white. The girls show up. I think this is cute. And pickleball really took off, right? So then Karen asks Giselle, is Jason coming or not, right? And then Mia and G showed up in separate cars. What was that about? Then once Candace shows up, she and Giselle don't even speak because, Candace had a lot to say to Giselle at the reunion. Giselle had a lot to say. It was a lot. So these girls aren't even talking. So Karen is still trying to be the grand dame, and she's trying to find things for the girls to communicate better. And then Wendy and NECA end up being partners on the team. Wendy is over it. NECA looks like she has something she wants to say. Then this happened. Child, Juan Dixon is working for this chick. He doesn't have a job. So where else would he be? One has showed up. Robin said it. But I'm with her. Where else would he be? Baby, the Jay-Z and Beyonce of Potomac. When Lil B said, player from the Himalaya, I was done. But luckily, he is showing up and he's showing his support for Robin because we all know he doesn't have anything else to do. Let's keep going. And it was the look on everyone's face. And what was Robin wearing? Like, it seems like to me, Robin is trying to be sexy in the places that do not need that. This is where you should be sexy. This is the person who should say, Robin, you're turning me off because you're sleeping in bed. Robin, what's up? How you doing, Robin? What's good? This is who you should be sexy for, not pickleball. So this is how the teams matched up. Team mess starters, Giselle, Candace, Robin, and Ashley. I think this is great. So this is the other team. Mia, Robin, Wendy, and NECA. Team finishers. Okay, let's go. So Juan and the guys are playing their pickleball and the girls are playing their pickleball. Eddie and NECA's husband seem to be getting along, even though some of them feel like they don't know each other because NECA said that Eddie had unfollowed her husband for whatever reason. So, child, and Karen makes an announcement that everybody at the table, because the men are involved now, everybody at the table are not good with each other. And she says, it's the women. One leads the pack and says, I'm not here for this. As soon as they said Robin's name, like the men were out. So now it's just the women. This should be interesting. So at this point, Ashley talks about how big her mouth is and she miscommunicated the information from NECA to Wendy. So, Candace says, are y'all good? Wendy says yes. I don't have a reason to be upset with her. And then NECA says yes. I don't have a reason. She's copying me. So NECA, sit down. And then she says Wendy has a problem with me. Then she gets to talking about Wendy's mom and the shrine and all that. All NECA had to do was say, I don't know her to have a problem. This is what I'm talking about. These new girls don't come in and sit down and then get in where they fit in. It's too early for this, NECA. This whole situation gets out of hand. Wendy calls NECA a hater. NECA says, what am I hating on? Wendy says everything. And then the men get into it. Let me tell you something. I don't get along with Mia all the time, but baby, she was my favorite person in this little debacle. Everything, all the facial expressions, I was right there with Mia. This was my favorite because I felt like she was saying, I'm not the only one who has a problem with Wendy. But real talk, y'all think Wendy's mama out here doing this? And like Candace said, like, Wendy has nothing to do with what her mom does. But her mom would have to know something in order to do something. Like, do y'all believe this? I don't believe this. So then Robin talks to Ashley and says that Wendy won't let NECA get out the full story. Because, these nosy biddies want to know it all, right? I'm really tired of them. Now, I'll be on Robin for deflection. I'm going to have to agree with her a little bit on this time. Because, Wendy, why would you want to talk to Mia? Out of all the people, why not pull NECA to the side and have this conversation and nip this in the bud? Because this right here is crazy. Then, child, the fool falls over, sets a fire to the carpet after all this shrine talking. Come to find out, one was the one that hit the fence and threw Karen's food over to the side. Too much. When Candace said, this is the demons coming to get us, I was done. Child, then they got the men into it. They done unfollow each other on Facebook. See you next